Okay, back. How's it going for you, Santi? All right.
Yes, yes. I I'm enjoying
Okay.
the
Well,
this
that's the
hour.
thing. That's the thing that you actually enjoyed. Well, Caro, I believe she'll be back. So Diego, we were going to discuss your beauty standards.
Not mine. I was just saying that maybe for some people, Fiona is a beautiful ogre, a beautiful lady, let's say.
All right. She's beautiful in
I,
many aspects.
yes, I think that the film is a continuous distraction of mandates, let's say, because
Hmm.
I was trying to remember. I think that when Fiona transforms into this ogre, I think it was her original appearance. Um, Donkey was the first one to discover uh, her, and I believe he said to Fiona that why don't you marry Shrek, or why don't you go out with Shrek? And she says, but he's not a prince, and I am supposed to be saved by a prince. So, and even though she had the appearance of an ogre, she wanted a Prince Charming to save her. And the idea then I believe from that moment on, she started thinking, okay, why not Shrek? I mean, this idea is, I think throughout the film, we see this idea of the destruction of what is supposed to be. And I think that's why it is an interesting film, at least the first one, because I can't remember the others, but the first one I think it is interesting because of that. Don't you agree with me about standards, Matthew?
Yes, I do. I do. I was just thinking about what you said of I mean Fiona looking for a member of of a royalty.
Yeah,
So I mean, perhaps she
because
could
that
take.
was her. I mean, I think that was her fairy tale
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah.
She needed to be saved by the prince. I mean, the Prince Charming.
Prince Charming.
Well, okay. About Fiona, I think that we were speaking about Fiona.
We were speaking of. Sorry, I forgot to share the
Yeah.
presentation. Yes.
Well, Abril Santi.
There you are.
Okay, Abril, April.
Martina.
Yes.
She prefers Martina.
Okay.
Okay. I agree. I think that Fiona as an ogre is beautiful.
You
Thank you
see,
for
you see,
saying
Mati.
first. But I think that in that conversation with Donkey, she also says that she's not only supposed to marry Prince Charming, she's also thinks that she's supposed to be beautiful. And if we also compare it with other films that are about fairy tales, there's always this idea that, for example, you have Beauty and the Beast. Who is the
Mhm.
beast? The male. Beauty is
Mm.
always the female. The prince, he's the frog. Who is a frog? The male, because the princess has to be beautiful always, all the time.
Yeah.
So I think that that's what I really like most. Well, it's one of the most things because the comedy is great, but that this movie has because we see her that she's breaking these in some kind of way the beauty standards because she's still beautiful as an ogre, but that she I am not judging you. I'm not saying anything.
I'm not an ogreist.
Okay. But that she can accept herself even in she doesn't look like other princesses should. And this is more expanded in the other movies. It's a continuous topic. But I will not talk about the other ones because I hope that we will talk about them in the future.
All right. Okay. All right. We might, April. Very well.
I think
Um,
that almost at the end we have this we when I think almost at the end or at the end of the film, and when the spell doesn't break, I mean she is still an ogre,
hmm.
And she says, "What happened? I am supposed to be beautiful." And Shrek says, "You are beautiful." And that is different from the Beauty and the Beast, in which the Beast is transformed into a beautiful man, long hair, a very beautiful prince. Come on, what kind of message is that?
It's beautiful for you.
Okay, is that my standard?
For your standards of male beauty.
Okay, I'm sorry, Santi. You were about to answer
Santi.
about yeah.
Yes. Well, I don't think there's too much to add because everything has been said about standards and Fiona. But I think that Fiona didn't, at the ending, in the ending, didn't care about beauty. I mean, she was hurrying to marry Lord Farquaad, and
Mhm.
let's say Farquaad is not a standard. So she didn't care about that, the aspect of the guy. At the beginning, when when she was rescued, well, she expected Prince Charm, but then she fell in love with Shrek and accepted that she loved her, she loved him. Sorry, but she I think she started loving Shrek, but she didn't love her real version, and she completed that when she kisses him, and she didn't transform because her real form was the ogre way.
Mhm.
She could be a princess and also be an ogre because that's beauty a
Prince
beauty
Ogre.
princess, an
Yes.
ogre.
I was thinking, is there a female term for ogre? Ogress? I don't think it is.
I thought that was unisex.
It could be. At the same time, I mean, medieval histories do not really have female ogres, so we could coin the term ogress. I like it, but I don't know if it is accurate. Abril is checking. Yes. We have Lord Farquaad being the center of attention of this image and, well, of this topic as well. Perfection. Because Lord Farquaad, he was aiming for perfection. He didn't make it. But the question is he the opposite? Is he our protagonist's opposite? Um, a very straightforward question. Simple, you might say, but I believe you've got a couple of things to say. I hope, actually, you have a couple of things to say about this. Santi, let's start with you.
Well, I was thinking about this question while watching the movie
Hmm?
because I was trying to look for not the difference, the similarities. I think that Shrek and Lord Farquaad are powerful men, but then in different ways. I mean, the Lord Farquaad is a political guy.
Yeah.
The Lord is a royal guy, but he's not physical. Let's say. Then the difference between Shrek and Lord Farquaad, their size, like he's nano. I forgot how to say nano.
Well, there are several ways of saying it, but
Yeah,
he's short.
yeah,
We can say
Dwarf,
he's short.
dwarf.
yeah, short.
And but both are really powerful because Shrek, with his strength and his height, can beat thousands of guys. Like he fought with a donkey, and he beat uh, 20 guards, let's say. But Shrek, um, I think that Shrek and Lord Farquaad are similar too because they care about the their well. I will re-answer that. I don't think they are too similar because one wants to be a king and wants to be followed and wants to be the main guy in the society, and the other one wants to be alone and wants to be isolated. So that's the main difference.
Very good point. Very good point. I mean, that's a very good point as regards the difference. And at the same time, it's very close to what makes them opposites in a way. I'm not saying they're complete opposites. All right, Santi, very well. Very well. He has his notes down there. Very well, Santi. We're preparing yourself. Very good. No, you don't. Okay. Caro, are they opposites? What did you think of Lord Farquaad's character?
Yes, he is not a good person. He is ambitious, and he wants to get married with Fiona, about because of he wants to be the king, and he's not interested in love. And I think one of the most important difference between Shrek and Miss Lord Farquaad is that Lord Farquaad is awful, but he pretends, or he seems, or he believes he is beautiful and pretty and tall. And Shrek is, well, it's not very pretty, and he knows this and he accepts.
I didn't say anything this time, huh? All right.
He accepts.
No, it was
ogres.
Caro. It is for your standards, Caro.
Well, for me, it's opinions. Opinions, no data.
Okay, very well, very well. All right.
Well,
yeah.
they make fun. I mean, the film makes fun of his physical appearance. I think it was because it was 2001. Maybe, I don't know if, I mean, the humor, I believe that we're going to speak about humor.
Yes, it's our next question.
Next question. Yeah. Well, it is different. I mean, it's different from today's film.
Yes, nowadays we can't talk about bodies,
Yeah.
beautiful beauty. Well, it's a different situation, a different context.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if the film tries to teach a lesson about beauty and about acceptance, I believe if it were released today, yeah, there would be some controversy, especially because of Lord Farquaad's appearance and because of the ogre and this discussion that we were having. I mean, it would actually become serious in social media, like, oh, well, what's beautiful and that's good. Well, I'm not going to watch the movie because there's an ogre and blah blah blah. It would probably be cancelled nowadays if it were released. But yeah, 23 years ago, it was a different world, as we said at the very beginning. Abril Martina.
Yeah.
By the way, I like Lord Farquaad's character. He's really hateable. I usually like villains. And I like this one too. I think it's funny. Yes, Abril.
Why? Is it because he looks like Snape?
It could be. It could be. It could be. I hadn't thought about that.
He looks like
Snape.
Snape.
Like Professor Snape.
Because we
Professor
talked about Snape the other time.
Yes, when you were absent, Diego.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, make it. Well, sorry. Abril.
Yes, I don't think that he's the complete opposite to Shrek. He's not his, I think that the word that they usually use is foil, like the complete opposite character, because that's, I would think that is Prince Charming in the second film. But
Yeah.
that's the second film. But about thing, I think that is really interesting because he's, as someone mentioned, I don't remember who was, he's a political person. He wants to escalate in this society because he wants to be king, but also he's not a really good king if we think about it, because he's the one who is starting the persecution to the mythical creatures. And he's also torturing gingerbread. That scene is really funny. So I will say that he's not the complete opposite, but what differentiates him of Shrek is that Shrek, society shaped him to be bad. He's always looked as a bad person, but he's a king, so he shouldn't be bad, but he is. He decides to be bad, even though it's not expected for him to be bad.
That's a good point. Yeah, he has a choice. I mean, he doesn't live in a swamp. He was not forced to live in a specific place because of society's fears and so on. Yes, you're right. That's a very good point. I was also thinking that he has this political power, as Santi was saying, but he's looking for other kind of power. He wants to be feared, he wants to be respected, and he wants to be considered beautiful, which, I mean, he isn't any of those. I mean, well, he is feared, but because of the political power he has, not because of his impressive figure, such as Shrek. Yes. Santi, you wanted to say something else? No. All right. It's okay. It's all right, then let's pass on to our next question. And the last one related to humor. How do you think humor affects the topics presented in the story? And how would the story change if it had a more serious tone? I was thinking when we prepared this question, that this is actually the first real comedy we have worked with for our workshops, because, I mean, there has been some other animated movies in which comedy is a thing, but this is mainly comedy. And still, we could find a couple of topics to discuss. Yes, how do you believe humor affects the topics in the story, Caro?
Well, it's more about. I think we have been talking about beauty and standards of beauty and well, I think it's the idea maybe is try to talk about these topics with a sense of humor, to trying to laugh in some aspect, to laugh about ourselves and our imperfections, maybe, and well, trying to accept the characteristics which are out of the standards, or the accepted standard. Well, that's it.
I think that more than accepted, it is the hegemonic standards. I believe we have hegemonic standards of beauty.
Yeah,
mainly.
Conventional standards. Yeah.
Conventional standards.
Well, they are convinced they are meant to be standards. It's kind of redundant, but yeah.
Yes, and we have many characters from, I mean, the fairy tales, but I think that we have character from Disney's versions of fairy tales. We have the blind mice, I believe. I don't remember the name of her fairy tale.
Is it in this one?
Yeah.
I do not remember.
Yes, at the beginning, when they invade the swamp, I think that they are the first one in Shrek's house. Then we have Pinocchio as well. That he is more that he has more relevance in the next ones, I believe. Um, well, who else? Robin Hood. Well, Robin Hood is not.
Well, we have witches at the
The
very
Seven
beginning.
Dwarfs.
We have dwarves.
Dwarf.
Yes. We have
Yeah, well, yes, we have Snow White. Snow White for sure. I don't know if the Sleepy Beauty. And I believe she's not here. It's not in this film.
do not remember.
No. But
Merchandising
Snow
success.
White, yeah, she is. She is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Abril,
Abril.
Yes.
comedy.
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Yeah. It says, how do you think humor affects the topic presented in the story? How would the story change if it had a more serious tone?
Sorry, I thought that you asked something else.
No. I thought you were asking for the same question.
Okay. Well, I think that the humor, it's really present in the whole movie, and it's really different from other films that are aimed for kids. I don't think that Shrek is completely aimed for kids, because there are some kind of jokes that could go better for adolescents or even adults, because I watch Shrek with my mom all the time. So, and she laughs. So it's different from other kids' films that may have different jokes. So I think that is really special, Shrek's humor. And in a serious tone, well, I don't know, it would be really weird because you have all this persecution. It would be a bit dark, to be honest. The book is dark, way too dark in comparison with the film. But I think that it works because the movie is telling you lightheartedly truth. So it doesn't sound like they are imposing the truth in you, but they are telling you, yes, this is funny, but think about it.
Yeah.
In a more serious tone, I was thinking, especially when you mentioned the chase, the persecution, I was thinking of this 80s movie starred by this short person called Willow. Do you remember?
Yeah.
I mean,
It was a fantasy film.
it was a fantasy film. I mean, it was not meant to be funny. I mean, comedy
No.
funny. But there you also has a main character who was not, according to the protagonist's standards, he was not a tall prince or whatever. He was just a short person. And yeah, he was a short person.
You're
So
trying to be politically correct, Matthew.
I'm trying to use the right term because Santi was interested on the terms for referring to short people, and we could just say short people. But yeah, I was thinking about that. I mean, having a more serious tone, not
Willow,
having.
but I think they don't. Have you ever watched Willow? I mean, Abril, because Abril said
Santi, Caro?
no,
No,
Santi
none
said
of them.
no.
Caro?
No,
Oh,
I
no,
can't
no.
believe it.
I can't believe it.
Willow, I think there is a new one.
Well, if it's new,
2 or 4 years ago,
it must be
I believe.
shit.
I mean, the same actor.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he alive?
Then yes, he's still alive.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they don't remember. They're very young, the three
Val
of them.
Kilmer was in that film as well. He was like a knight or something, but Willow was helping him. Well, it doesn't matter. It was not a very good movie anyway. But I was just thinking of something of the sort, but with a more serious tone. Santi.
Yes, before Santi, I wanted to ask Abril, you spoke about a book. What is that? Was Shrek? I mean, is Shrek based on a book?
Yes, it's based on a book, and the story is a bit different because Fiona doesn't go through a transformation. She's just an ogress. I found that ogress, a female, is with double S, and if it's plural, it's only one S.
Look at that. You see, we are learning something new today. Very
I knew
good,
it.
Gabriel. Is it pronounced ogresses? No, ogresses.
I'm not quite sure about the pronunciation.
That will be for our next workshop, Diego, please.
Okay. Then we're going to check. Did you know that there was a book? I mean, that Shrek was based on a book.
No idea.
You see, very good. Abril is the source of our information today.
Oh yeah, we have spoken about that in a couple of workshops ago. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Santi. Yes. Now, about humor and about comedy.
Yes. Well, I think this story wouldn't work. It could work, but I think the best way to approach this topic, I think, like Carol said, we have to laugh about ourselves, and you can relate easier to these characters if there is humor in between. So if it's really well made and the jokes are not forced, well, the story tells alone, because a fairy tale is something that it seems like everyone knows a fairy tale. From when we grow up, we know about Cinderella and Snow White, and it's easier to relate, and that's why this humor adult thing when Lord Farquaad is watching Fiona, and you can think that he's trying to do another thing, like this adult thing. It works, and it works for kids and it works for adults, like Carol said. I'm trying to think a movie similar to Shrek, or a kids movie that is not as humorous or is not a comedy and tries to depict these topics, but I can't, because I don't think that's the way you have to approach these topics. And there is only a way, and there's the comedy. You can do a drama about a Shrek.
Yeah, I mean, after this one, there has been, I believe, animated movies took like really follow this path that Shrek initiated, and they discuss other topics. I mean, not precisely the same, but movies such as the Despicable Me, for instance, movie, or some others, they would not have been possible, I believe, if this one had not been this successful when it came out 23 years ago. So yeah, I mean, you may find examples of similar movies afterwards, but probably not prior to Shrek, and definitely not in a serious tone. No. And by the way, do not watch Willow. It's not that good. You're going to pay me for a bad experience if you actually watch it, and it's not that good.
Well,
Okay.
I can't remember. Yeah.
All right, we've come to almost to the end. Caro, anything you would like to add about comedy? Did Caro answer this one? Yes, Caro was the first one, actually, right?
Yeah, Carol was the first one.
Caro was the first one. So then we have come to the end.
Just
Yeah,
a comment.
please,
Yes.
comment.
Lord Farquaad reminds me the character of Lion's Heart, the movie of Francella.
Ah.
Right. Yeah. Well,
When when I saw him, reminds me the scene when I don't remember the name of Julieta Diaz in
yeah,
in the film, but when she saw him, he was very, very short, so the face of her was very speaks by itself.
Well, yes, it was quite. It must have been quite a shock.
And why do you think that that the creators chose to make this character a short man? Is there any reason for that?
Are we talking about Francella's character or
No,
Lord?
no, Lord Flowers. Yeah,
Okay. I
yeah.
think
Why? I think there must be a reason.
yeah. Abril
Yeah,
has
Abril has the answer. Come on,
Yes,
Abril.
no, not the answer. I also want to hear Carlos and Santiago's answers about this. That there's always this idea of I don't know how to say it in English, but it's the Napoleonic complex. Like
yeah.
Okay.
short guys in movies are like this kind of that has this kind of attitude. I don't know if that's true. Have you seen Tyrone Lannister in
Yeah.
Yes,
yes,
Game of
completely
Thrones.
different from that.
Mm. Yes, a different character. Yeah.
Also a character looking for power and respect. But I
But
mean, it
I think
makes
he
sense
changed. Well,
because
mm,
I believe it makes sense because usually short people do not have this either power or importance. So it makes sense that they're looking for it. I mean, yeah.
yeah. Yes. Yes.
When Kana said
Well,
it
it could be
reminds me of someone, I thought she was going to say someone else, but let's not go there. Yes, Santi's all about the same.
because of the hairstyle, maybe.
Because of the shortness and the craziness and yeah, many things. Yes, go on. Sorry.
No, no, that was my. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about the why. I was thinking about the reason why the creators decided to make it short. I mean, maybe this
Maybe,
is what. Yeah, Caro, I'm sorry.
no, sorry. Maybe the authors needed to uh, to put a not I think nice character physical characteristic um, for the character because to make the this character in out of the standard of the of maybe in that way maybe it could be another one I don't know an, an ugly but not an ugly because it could be similar to Shrek. So
Right.
maybe another characteristic, or maybe to make the characters the character according to the maybe short person who has to I don't know find or a secure aspect of himself or to develop a,
Yeah.
a secure aspect to hide or to minimize this short aspect. I think I don't know. It's suppositions.
Minimize it, yeah. Minimizing it.
Minimize.
Yeah,
Good
Yeah.
choice of word.
Very well. Santi, any theory about Law of Awkward's shortness?
I want to believe that the writers wanted to make fun of someone they knew, like a
Could
boss
be.
from Disney or some other company that was short and thought that they were high. I don't know. Like this kind of guy that he thinks of himself as the bravest, I don't know, the tallest, and they are
Badass. And he's a short. Well, it could be. It's a good point. Careful with that. You
yeah.
He
might
said
want.
brave. He said brave, and he made me think of the Brave Prince. Calo, do you know him? The Brave Prince. He used to be like an animated
Yes.
version of that comic.
Mm.
And very, very old. It's very old, I believe. It's like 80s, 70s or something. It's a comic strip. And actually, Lord Farquaad has that complexion, although it's very stereotypical of the Middle Ages. I mean that hairstyle and everything. But yeah, he made me think of the Brave Prince. If you don't know who I'm talking about, you can Google him.
Enrique el Antiguo also.
Oh, okay, it could also be, it could
You
also
you are a Francella's fan.
yeah. All right. Well, okay, we might have
But
a Francella film in the future. Why not? We
why
haven't.
not?
We had one. Well, we not a Francella movie, but we have worked with El Secreto de sus Ojos in the past, and Caro was part of that workshop, I think.
Yes. Mm.
You weren't? Oh, Caro missed it. Well,
No.
we might do it again. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for being with us again, Abril and Caro and Santi. I hope you have enjoyed your first time with us, that it was interesting enough for you or for this Saturday afternoon. And we hope to see you again in the future. It's good to have not only to have a new participant, but also a male participant, because it's been mainly female. I'm not complaining. I just like, variety and different voices, different opinions. Thank you, Santi. Thank you, Abril. Thank you, Caro.
No,
Thank you,
A
people.
lot.
Have a wonderful
Thank
weekend.
you.
You too.
Bye. See you next
Bye.
time.
Bye bye. See you.
Bye.